the graduates of IMC
Yes.
is that they're not only very good, but they're also very resilient. That is the thing that separates a good employee from a great employee.
Welcome to K-Talks. I'm Dr. Jerry Kleachko, the Dean of the School of Media and Marketing at the University of Asia and the Pacific. Our guest for today is the Senior Vice President for the Wireless Business at Smart Communications. She's also the 2022 recipient of the Asia Pacific Tambuli Awards Chief Marketing Officer of the Year. She's not an alumna of UA&P IMC program. However, she's an employer of a number of our graduates. Please welcome KRISTINE Go. Hello, KRISTINE.
Thank you, Jerry, and
Yeah.
it's nice to be here.
Thank you for making time. Let's start. You're being the awardee of Tambulisimo of the Year in 2022. So can you tell us about why you think purpose continues to be relevant today in business? And should all brands have a purpose necessarily?
I think it has less to do with brands, and
Uh-huh.
it is actually something that's present in everyone. So everyone, everything, every brand, every company.
Yeah.
I think that it's not even a question of whether you have purpose or not. The fact that you exist, you actually have purpose.
That's
So
right.
that's why for me, it's not even do you have it or you don't. I mean, the fact that you are existing, you must have a purpose for being. So
That's right.
I actually believe that every brand, in any case, has a purpose.
Uh-huh.
The question becomes whether you choose to amplify that, you use to market your brand that way. That is actually under the discretion of the manager.
But what would you say about precisely some people in industry who perhaps think that you don't necessarily have to have a purpose for every brand, for example, in marketing?
I don't think it's right or wrong. I think it is a personal choice. I think
Alright.
that some brands' purpose, especially if the manager is able to make it profitable. You know, I'm always a big
Yes.
believer that you do well when you do good.
That's right.
But maybe it doesn't actually hold true for a lot of people. And that's okay. It's
Yeah.
not right or wrong.
Right.
It's just choices that sometimes we make. For me, I am a big believer that the brands that actually come out need to actually have, or it needs to show its purpose. And I'm hoping that it gets shown in a way that is actually sustainable and it's also
Right.
profitable for the brand. So it needs to
Yeah.
come back. At the end of the day, I worry about words like CSR. Like it
Right.
should never be
Yes.
considered as a dole out, or don't do it
Yes.
if your purpose is just a temporary gain of sympathy, of love. It
That's
should
right.
never be that way. It should be something that you stand for, because as I said, you know, you exist because you have some purpose, some
Yes.
role for actually being in this world. I feel that if you can find that great balance between what the brand's purpose is and it actually connects with a consumer purpose as well, the magic of marrying both
Right.
is actually that sweet spot which we need to push.
I remember that one of the brands that you handled, one of the Unilever brands you handled in the past, I think you got involved with the Lifebuoy campaign in India. I think that was pretty successful, right?
It was. Lifebuoy, to a lot of people who probably will not know in the Philippines, is the
Yes.
biggest brand, biggest hygiene brand in the world. And
Yeah.
for 100 or so years, it's actually been working towards, you know, just helping people, just telling people to just wash their hands.
That's right.
because washing hands is the simplest way to actually prevent diseases that
that's
can, you know, cause deaths in a lot of kids who are under 5.
That's right. And that has continued, right? That's
It
a very
has. It
sustainable
has.
kind of campaign.
It has been there since
Yeah.
the First World War, and it has
Yeah.
been there. It's still there up to today.
Yes.
So I believe that when I was there, our vision was actually to reach, you know, 1 billion people.
Yes.
I actually think that they managed to do it in 4 to 5 years from the time that we started that campaign.
Fantastic.
And today,
Yeah.
they're probably doing, you know, I don't know, 2-3 billion already.
That's fantastic. I think that's a great example of precisely what you just said, marrying the purpose with
Consumers care for.
with consumers care, and at the same time helping push the business
Yes.
as well. Let's go to another topic, which, as I mentioned earlier, you have worked with some of our graduates, right? Especially when you were at Unilever. So what can you say about people who came from UA&P, but especially from our program in the integrated marketing communication course. Quite a number of them were in your team. Anything that stood out among these guys?
You know what I love about the graduates of IMC
Yes.
is that they're not only very good, but they're also very resilient. I was thinking about this again, especially when I look back at the team that I had. There will always be good days, and then there will be days when it's not very easy. But what I always love about them, and I can absolutely say that compared to any student in any of the other schools,
Wow.
these guys are really resilient. They're not only very good. There are many students who are great, fantastic, performance driven. But more than that, these guys are resilient. And sometimes that is the thing that separates a good employee from a great employee. And the people that I've had from UA&P are great.
In what way were they resilient, maybe? Anything that comes to your mind?
No particular example because no particular person.
Okay.
I've had a number of them.
Perhaps one last question is, you work with a lot of young people today, where you are today and where you were previously. What are some of the traits that you're looking for in young talents today?
I've learned to adjust as well, and that's probably something that I would say a lot of people in my position would probably need to. Like, it's not always about what you look for, it's also about how you kind of like adopt vis-a-vis the person.
That's interesting.
I am looking for someone with high IQ but also high EQ. I think the EQ for me is what I value the most. I always believe, and it's a funny thing because I've said this in many, I think, questions and answers. People would ask me what I'm looking for, and I would say, by the time that the person gets to me, they are, I'm sure, brilliant because they won't get to my level unless they've been through so many people in the past. So I am sure that they are brilliant. It's automatic. But whenever I speak to them, I actually look for the softer skills. I look for resilience. I look for passion. You can't teach these things to people. It's either you have it or you don't. And I won't generalize and say that a lot of young people don't have it because there really are people as well who do. So when I am looking for people, those two things stand out for me. The passion, the love that they have for the things that they do. I mean, if they really love it, then, they won't be working a day in their life, right? And of course, the resilience, because it will not always be good times. There will be difficult times. And as long as they understand that emotional intelligence to be able to be mature enough to stay, then that person is someone that you should never let go of.
That's right. Well, it's interesting, the term you used, right? The soft skills. Sometimes that can appear like something minor when in fact those soft skills are hard skills that you really want to look out in people. Great. I think thank you for this really short conversation with you, and thank you for watching. Until the next one, bye for now.